We're live! Welcome to the latest episode of the Crafty Boys. I almost called this my different podcast, but that's okay. This is episode number 65, and it's Dave's fault because he picked the beer this week. Let's all rejoice in how amazed or disheartened we'll be regarding the beer choice. Dave, explain away.
Well, actually, this was by Shane request.
What?
So.
You are a liar, sir. Don't wait for the translation. Answer me now.
No, speaking English. So,
No
last week,
English.
when we were saying what are we going to do beer-wise, Shane was heard to say, let's do something different, please. Let's do Europe. And I said, shit hot. I'm all over that like a dirty fucking shirt. So I went and tried to find something and just prayed that everybody was going to be get it. And as per usual, that did not happen. And Alan is shaking his head.
I'm back. I just went to get the beer out of the fridge. So what beer is it this week, Dave?
Shane, did you actually ask for something European?
Well, I didn't ask for it, but I did actually make a comment last week.
Why don't we do something?
Why don't we do something? Well, because we focused primarily on Canada, duh. And of course we've had U.S. beers leak in there. And I think we've only done like one or two European-style beers or European beers, or breweries anyway. That it's kind of up in the air of whether or not we actually, if they were craft enough. However, that aside, I was thinking about, because I've been looking every time it's been my turn to pick. I've been trying to find something that's really strange, not strange, sorry, different. Because we're hitting. I don't want to hit like parallel 49 too many times. I don't want to hit the same breweries over and over again. But I wanted to, which I think for us just tends to happen because of just naturally as we've all learned over this last year and a bit, distribution of beer is not an exact science, and it's actually kind of weird. So, and of course that also depends on seasonal stuff and supply of because I know there's breweries out there that have to make calls based on who they can supply to and how much and things like that. And like BC liquor stores have a very regimented. When you are giving us beer, you need to supply us with this amount. You need to supply us this long. And you cannot fall below that, or we'll kick you out of our stores. So there's a lot of sort of rules like that, where beer and wine stores and smaller places don't have those rules because why would they? But I just wanted to have something, I just wanted us to be a little more adventurous, not every time, but once in a while.
Yeah, that's fine.
And so Dave came up with this. It's called Kasteel Rouge. It is a beer from Europe. From
Belgium.
It's Belgian, right?
It's Belgian beer. Yes.
And
Flemish, to be a little more precise.
Flemish? Oh, okay. So why did you pick this one? Was it?
No.
Was this chosen?
Flemish. Ish, Alan, not Flem-E.
So did you choose this one specifically because of the remote location, or was it that something struck you about it, or what was it that sort of drew your eye to this one? Or is it simply that you can find it?
Yeah. Honestly, no, I'm not sure.
Don't have it at all. They have none of this beer at all.
No, well, I was at my favorite spot, the Cascadia, because, of course, like you're saying, the BC liquor store is pretty sort of hit and miss when it comes to this type of stuff.
Yeah.
But, I mean, they've got, I don't know about your shop, Alan, but mine's got a reasonable selection of, European imports. And Honestly, I don't know what drew me to this one in particular because I always look at them all like, I wouldn't mind trying really any of them. So it's just like, okay, well, what what do I go with? So yeah, whatever. Unfortunately, just before the podcast, Alan and I were chatting a little bit about this one, and he said, given the reviews that he had been reading, um, let's just say they were
Apparently, we're
not
all going to be
glowing.
poisoned to death.
Yeah, no, I don't think they were that bad, but they certainly were not a five-star beer. Let's just put it that way.
Well, I think before we talk about that, we should you guys should open it up and see what it's like for yourselves. I was unable to get this particular beer locally, so I'm not going to be partaking in it. Instead, I got something else that has a little bit more of a local flair. The Kasteel Rouge is advertised to be a cherry flavored beer of some kind.
It smells like cherry pop, dude.
Smells like cherry pop. I got the last strawberry from Fuggles and Warlock. Now, we haven't done a Fuggles and Warlock beer since our very first episode, so I thought, year and a half has gone by, it's time to do another one. This particular beer was very popular at the Great Canadian Beer Festival, not last year, but the year before, so that would be 2014. In fact, I believe it won Best in Show that year, and I think it won Best in Show at another beer festival elsewhere in BC as well. So I'm anxious to try it and say what I think about it. But let's hear about the Kasteel Rouge.
All right, I'm popping my cork on the Kasteel Rouge with my bally penis. Got the bally penis out, people. Which apparently wants to slide off my desk. So here we go. I'm going to do the pour.
Okay, so watch your pour, Shane. See what you think about it.
Hang on. Wait, slowly pouring. Give it a bit of air. Give it a little bit of a head. And there, my glass is full. Wow, this head is actually tinged a color. It's got a little red in it.
Oh, let's see that. Let's see that.
I mean, this is me messing my pour up a little bit because maybe I was creating a head. But
I tried to, and this is what I got.
Smells
Nothing.
like. So what did you think it smelled like?
It's cherry pop. It's cherry soda. That's what it is. And it's even acting like it because it's effervescing. You probably can't see it on the camera. Oh, yeah, you can see the bubbles a little bit.
Peanut Gallery, come here for a second.
It's really effervescing.
I want you to try this.
It smells awesome.
It filled only one glass.
I'm a sucker for cherries.
I'm listening to the new Barrel Naked Ladies 5 album.
I know, but you have to try this.
Very
beer.
busy.
Get in frame.
Very busy.
Drink the beer.
I haven't tried this yet.
Hello.
The camera's up here.
I can see where the camera is.
Oh.
Can I have this? I'm taking this with me. It's really good.
So tell them what you think.
Cherry. It tastes like cherry. I don't know what it is.
It's full on cherry, isn't it?
Oh my god, this is so good. Can I have it? Shane, drink your crappy stout. I'm drinking this.
You'll have to thumb wrestle your boy.
Well,
Thumb wrestle, let's go. Dumbass.
I'm not sure you did.
1, 2, 3, 4. I declare thumb war. Ow, mother!
Oh.
Done. Okay, Mom, you take the beer.
Ow!
Oh.
She does that thing where the women
did you
do.
get to try any of it?
No, she didn't take the beer. She left it.
Oh. Okay. So, what do you think?
She's actually happily drinking my stout, which, by the way, is pretty damn awesome. Not as
Nice.
good as that. Shut up, you!
Whoa.
I forgot what I was talking about because this beer is so good. I like it. I think it's actually really. I am surprised that it has
But
an
is it a
aftertaste.
beer?
It has an aftertaste of having drank or I've eaten gumballs or something.
But is it a beer? Would you classify it as a beer?
Um,
That's a good
yes.
question.
I mean, it's definitely a sweet beer, but it is definitely a beer. It is not. It's not drinking like alcoholic root beer or something
No.
that I
Right.
know we want to talk about at some point. But
Yeah.
it's not as bad as it has a limit. Like it's sweet, but then it has a beer malt flavor to it. So I don't know. It's kind of it's definitely uh, mysterious, not mysterious. A little bit questionable of whether or not it's beer, but it's 8%. So
Well,
Yeah.
see, in trying to identify this beer so I could find it locally, I did a little bit of reading up on it, including some reviews from other people all over the world. And some of the reviews that I saw repeated time after time is people were saying that this, although it's called a beer, a lot of them questioned whether it should be called a beer. The other thing is that if you look on the ingredient list, it's apparently not like a normal ingredient list that you would find in a beer, at least the ones that we're used to, and that it's got a lot of chemicals and additives and stuff like that. So I don't know if that's actually the case or not, but that's what I read, and I thought that was kind of interesting.
but
Well,
Dave,
here's
you're a
something to
fan.
consider too: is Europeans, I think, are a little more sensitive about the kind of shit that gets put into their food.
Yeah.
So, of course, we have no idea what reviewers you're talking about here. They could well be North American reviewers.
They might be.
So, but like I say, I think Europeans are a little more tuned in and a little more concerned about, extras,
Yeah.
shall we say?
And they go to nude beaches a lot more in Europe. And
Yeah,
they
well,
don't
that certainly
they
has
don't
a big impact on.
They don't
No.
shave as much.
No.
Yeah.
So, I mean, all of those factors are going to play into how they're going to view this, beer-wise,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know.
And they tend to smell Europeans.
They smell good, though.
Some of them smell like feet.
So
There
anyway,
goes our-
now we've
our
insulted
two
a
European
potential
listeners.
audience. We're not coming back from that one. So now that we've established Alan to be a xenophobe,
Oh! Oh!
well, it's the only reason I'm saying it out loud is that it's kind of amusing that with all of the politics, the polarization over the last 10 years or so, and then of course we have what happened in England recently. It's very interesting about how it's somehow Alan's fault. So anyway, moving along to reality.
Well, hey,
So
just a second. I gotta talk about this.
yeah,
So I'm drinking the Fuggles and Warlock, the last strawberry, which is a strawberry wit.
okay.
It is a refreshing Belgian wit brewed with fresh strawberries and sweetened with lactose. It's deliciously sweet and slightly tart. It contains fresh strawberries. It is 4.9% alcohol by volume, and it is a whopping 8 IBUs, which means
International
it's not,
beer units are going completely crazy.
yes, 8, which means it's not very bitter at all. And it's unfiltered. I don't know if you can see that here, but it's very cloudy. You cannot see through it. It almost has sort of like a straw-colored look to it, and if you maybe hold it in the right light, you can actually see a bit of a pink hue to it. As soon as you bring the glass up to your nose, you get a smell of strawberries. And like how you guys with the Kasteel Rouge are saying that it tastes like cherry pop, this is almost tasting like a strawberry pop.
Wow.
Very, very strong strawberry flavor and aroma. It is a beer. It looks like a beer. It's brewed with beer in the traditional way, but it's very strong in strawberry flavor.
I think we're probably going to cover a lot more
here's
sort of fruity beers, right?
This one. Would you consider it a beer, Alan? Would you call it a beer?
Well, yes, I would. And the reason being is that the ingredients are water, wheat malt, barley malt, strawberries, lactose, hops, and yeast. Aside from the strawberries, those are all things that I would expect to find in a beer, particularly a Belgian wit. The fact that it's got strawberries, it has a little bit more of a strawberry flavor than I was expecting, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's a good beer. I like it. I don't know if I get it a lot, but it's good for like a once in a while treat.
So what is? I'm going to bounce into one of the articles that you said since we're talking about it anyway. Alcoholic root beer. Now the article that we've referenced here that Alan has provided is talking about how there's a beer buzz going on, and I think we touched on this a little while ago as well. Probably 2-3 episodes ago, where we talked about how root beer was apparently making a comeback as a beer as a
An alcoholic
beer.
beverage.
So,
Yeah.
So this article here is talking about that, but I'm not going to dive into the article what it's actually about. But it's interesting that we have 2 beers this week that, this one is very sweet, and it's not necessarily, and it tastes heavily of cherry. Like it's like as Al or Dave was saying, it kind of tastes like a cherry Coke almost, just with less fizz. So
Yep.
I don't know. I'm just interested about what kind of beer. What makes beer a beer? Like, what is it that? Because we're talking about like some very different sides of the equation here. Where we're talking about a beer that we've discovered that's a bit sweeter, that definitely has some very strong fruit flavors, to the alcoholic beverage root beer. So, to me, the root beer is very much, in my experience, when I grew up, it was you went to A&W. You ordered a teen burger or whatever burger, and then you would have this mug of root beer. So
I think that was some of my favorite stuff as a kid. The A&W.
yeah. So what is it that makes these beers the beers that they are? Like, what actually makes up a beer? Are we now getting to the point where brewers are like, we've run out of ideas, we can't think of anything interesting to do? Oh, hey, I went to A&W yesterday, Ted. Do you want to do that? Okay, cool. So is there something about that? I don't know. Like, are we going to see like a Coca-Cola? They go and get a syrup bag from Coca-Cola and dump it into a vat or a vat and then boil it up. Is that really what's going to happen?
Well,
No, because I can't
No.
see Coke allowing that for one thing.
no. And root beer traditionally was brewed with, roots, and where they derive the sugars out of it, and in a brewing process where fermentation occurs and alcohol is produced. But typically in root beer, the fermentation happens a lot quicker, so less alcohol is produced. But it's still alcoholic. Traditional root beer has always been alcoholic. And then over the years, when it became more of like a kid's drink, they introduced all these syrups and stuff, and everything became artificial, and there was no such thing as a real root beer anymore. And I think that's what these brewing companies are bringing back, is a traditional brewing process for making root beer, which is actually fairly easy to make at home. You can make it in about a week. It's something I've been kind of wanting to try, but actually the ingredients are quite expensive, and it's not really when you can go out and buy a root beer somewhere for like $1.50 or whatever, it doesn't really make much sense to brew it at home. But there are traditional brewing methods, like regular beer has traditional brewing methods. So a Coke is not brewed like, say, a traditional root beer is. It's, a concoction of a bunch of things, but it's not brewed. I don't know that root beer really qualifies as being a beer like this. I don't think that's for me to decide. But it is brewed, and there is a traditional way to do it. And in that way, I think it qualifies.
So what about you, Dave? What do you think?
Well, I don't know. I guess in a way, I think I basically would just go with what Alan was saying when I asked him, did he think that his Fuggles and Warlock was a beer? And he said, well, yeah, because it's got the traditional ingredients of a beer. And I guess if you go by that definition, then the Kasteel that we're drinking, same deal, because it's got the same essential ingredients. And there might be some other things in there, because Alan was saying that apparently there is a number of weird additives. It's just not showing on our bottles, at least not in my ingredient list. All I'm seeing is the basics. So I guess by that definition, then it's a beer. And maybe that's all you can really go off of is, does it have those ingredients? Then yeah, okay. It might taste very different, but it's still a beer. And I've had that Mad Jack, by the way, and it's quite good.
Oh, really? I haven't had one yet. So let me ask you guys something. Is maybe not Mad Jack, but Mill Street in Ontario produces an alcoholic root beer. Is that something that we would consider reviewing on this show?
Why not? If it's beer, let's do it.
If we can get the Mill Street, mind you.
Well, I'm just saying it hypothetically. I mean, if we could, does that qualify as being a craft brew?
I think, well,
I'd put it this way. I would be willing to do it.
By our definition, no, but I'm totally open to doing it. Why the hell not?
I would be too, actually.
It would be very different.
It would be.
Yes.
But there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I'll tell you that Mad Jack, it's just like what we grew up with. You'd be pounding back a 6 of those without any sweat.
Yeah. I'm interested.
I mean,
to
you can't even really taste the alcohol.
Just a bit of a side note here. Me and a buddy, we've been wanting to try the Mad Jack here, and everywhere is sold out of it. Like as soon as they get it, they sell out.
Wow.
Interesting.
I bet you it's all the kids, particularly right now, because we're in graduation season, so they're all partying it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Because I tell you, it is super easy to drink.
Yeah. Is it filling
Yeah.
though? If I have a can of A&W root beer or whatever, I don't even know if it's available in cans anymore. But if I did, by the time I've done that can, I'm full. I feel bloated.
I think you'd find the same. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think you'd find some sort of similar. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What was the alcohol hit like? I mean,
I can't remember. I think it was pretty minimal. Like I don't remember even really feeling much of anything, like a buzz or anything. Not like this.
Yeah.
I'm feeling this.
um, what I would like to see breweries do, and this is getting back to traditional brewing methods, um, it's for somebody to make a classic sarsaparilla
Yeah.
Oh.
and bottle that.
You know what? If anybody does it, I'm gonna guess locally, Phillips.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you guys have noticed, but Phillips has actually moved into doing pop.
Yes, they have.
Yep.
They've been doing it for a
Line of
couple of years
pop.
now. And from
Interesting.
what I understand, I haven't tried them myself. From what I understand, they're quite good.
Well, I've had the ginger. Can't remember if they called it ginger beer.
Well, the ginger beer is an alcoholic beverage. It's not a pop. Um,
No,
now
no, I'm
this
not
is
thinking
this,
of the.
this is a
I'm not thinking of their
beer.
ginger beer.
Well, their ginger beer is an alcoholic beverage that is a beer that's been infused with ginger. It's not a traditional ginger beer. And
Yeah.
I'd like them to make a traditional ginger beer.
Okay.
Traditional ginger beer is actually very hard to find, um, at least here in Canada. I don't know what's up
Hmm.
with that. All right, Shane, anything you'd like to say on
I think we should do it. I think
Okay.
it'd be kind of interesting to try. I mean, it in a roundabout way. It kind of answers, what I was trying to say last week about trying something a little bit different, just a tiny bit, not a whole lot, just a little. And but that is definitely a leap beyond what I was thinking. So I'm game. Let's do it.
All right. Okay, let's put that down on our summer list. We will
Cool.
do it this summer.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Cool.
Excuse me.
So which one, though, Mad Jack or Mill Street?
Well, I think there's quite a few brands out there that are doing it, so we'll see what we can find. I think the Mad Jack is a little bit too mass-produced for what we do here.
Ah,
It's kind of like doing Wilson Canadian on this show. I think we would look for something that's a little bit more locally made, but we'll see what we can find
sure.
and go from there.
Sounds good.
Cool. Sorry, I thought somebody was going to say something.
Well, I was just going to say, because I think this is a good lead-in for Shane, actually. The next article that I had found is the Canadian, what is it here? It's the Hops Canada is holding their first annual home brew-off contest. So home brewers from around Canada can submit their brews to win one of 3 prize packages. And I thought of that for Shane, because Shane has been getting into brewing beer himself, and you could win 1,500 liters of your beer and have it brewed by Red Collar Brewery, or you could win $200 in credit for Hops Canada. And third prize is a $100 credit for Hops Canada.
Well, I just cracked my stout today. I put a bottle in the fridge because I thought I wanted to try it to see, well, basically to see if it was drinkable. And it is really good. Like, it is surprisingly good.
Hmm.
And I have had it, actually, I can tell you.
Now, Shane, you're not just saying that because you made it, right?
No, I honestly didn't know. I've never done a stout before, so I thought it might suck. So I don't know if you can see this from here, but this is um, the gravity I'm doing, the test that I'm doing after cracking the bottle. Um, and it looks like I actually managed to get it to a 6% beer. I can't really
Nice.
tell on the camera, but so it might be 6. I don't know. I'm letting it cool.
Letting it cool. I thought you'd already bottled it up and everything.
No. I did this gravity test on straight out of the fridge, and apparently the best gravity test you're supposed to do it at room temperature. So
Oh yeah.
it's still warming up a little bit, because it has actually gone a bit higher in the thing, just by not a lot, but a little.
Yeah.
So yeah, 5-6%. I'm kind of happy about that. I mean, it's not as high
6%
as.
is very nice for a stout.
So I'm, I was gunning for a little higher, but I
Really?
think it'll be fine. But again, that's only one bottle because I did prime these bottles this time, so there might be a little bit more in some, but it kind of depends. But overall, I'm happy with it because it actually tastes like a stout. It has a tang like a stout, so it definitely is a stout. It's not something like I thought it would be a stout, but now it
So-
came out like a lager.
Out of
Um,
curiosity, when you poured it, what was the head like?
It was substantial
Substantial. And did it hold for long?
for a little while. Yeah, definitely, like for
Okay.
about 5-10 minutes.
Oh.
But again, I wasn't drinking a whole lot of it, so I'll experiment again. I was just actually looking at the home brew off contest here about how to ship stuff, and yeah, so I'm gonna give it a whirl. I'm gonna probably do another brew. I think maybe next weekend, after the long weekend. So next weekend I might do another one.
Cool.
And I might be a little more inventive with that one. Who knows? Throw in a little. I don't know. So we have a bunch of cherries that we just bought. So,
What do you think? What do you think the style would be that you'll go for this time?
not sure. I haven't quite decided. I've been kind of tossing the ideas around a little bit, but I haven't, settled on anything. So yeah, I mean, overall, I give this beer here a thumbs up. Alan, I'm assuming you seem to indicate that you've already given that one a thumbs up. So, any final word for that beer?
No, it's very good. I like it. Can I make a suggestion for your next homebrew project?
Sure.
That you
Yeah.
add a flavor that's nobody else has done, like
Okay.
mac and cheese, or um,
Jesus.
or
Hey, Dave,
or-
I'd like you to come over to Vancouver. I'd like you to take your nuts. I want you to dip them into my wort. I need to get a really unique flavor.
into the wort boil. And just put your nuts into this boiling wort. Could you do that for me, Dave? I'll give you $1.
I'll give you $1. It'll totally work.
Oh
man.
well then. For sure.
Actually, that should be good. Okay, we'll get people on Twitter to tweet us what they would like to be the flavor of Shane's next beer. Peanut butter and jelly sandwich beer. Huh?
Why
Huh?
the hell not?
Huh? Huh? Huh?
Sounds good to me. Sorry, I've got some really disgusting walk up to the wort and go,
Actually, you know what would be kind of
And it's
cool if
called
you could-
What Shane Had for Dinner Wednesday, July 15th, 2000.
You know what actually would be kind of cool if you could somehow do it is make like a Romulan ale type thing. Like it's an alcoholic beverage that's blue, translucent, and syrupy.
Hey, I'm Googling blue colored beer. There is a blue beer from a place called Abershiri Blue Beer. It is blue. It's a blue lager. Very similar from what I can tell. So you never know. Where is this available? The bluest beer in the whole world, local flowers and seaweed endowed with a striking color. Contains water from melted icebergs. Chinese yam provides superior head. Contrary to its appearance, it doesn't taste like a raspberry slushy. So,
Did it say that the Chinese provide superior head? Is that what that said?
I cannot confirm nor deny. I want to know where Firebox. What is this? Oh, this is an
Firebox head?
unusual product. This is actually, this is Chinese beer. So it's really blue. Abashiri. Oh my God, I should be able to read this. Let's see if where this brewery is. Is this Japanese? Is this Chinese? What is this? Japanese. Okay. So it's Japanese beer.
That seems appropriate somehow.
Yeah, totally.
And I'm just
They go
looking
in
to
for that
see
kind of
if
wildness.
the extremely blue Japanese beer finally available in the U.S. That was
Finally.
as of October of 2014.
Maybe we should get Locke to bring some back.
Send them on a mission.
I'm just looking up where this is located, and I am going to point out, I think, where was that meltdown of that
Fukushima.
Oh, Fukushima.
Fukushima? Where's Fukushima? I think Fukushima is on the South Island, if I remember correctly. Actually, you know what? I'm going to ask for driving directions to Fukushima.
First, get on a big boat.
Where's Fukushima? Oh, Fukushima is it's on the South Island. Okay, never mind. It's on the opposite end of the country, so my suspicion is that the brewery is probably safe. Because I thought maybe the blue beer was because it had been irradiated. So you never know.
Radiated beer.
That just would not be awesome somehow. I don't know.
What would you call a radiated beer? Like 15,000 rads or something? That would be a good name.
That would be a good name.
It's kind of awesome, actually.
Actually, you know what? If I was to name an irradiated beer, I'd probably call it a Radler.
Oh, you didn't. You
just
did not.
He
It's
just.
a Radler. You know that? Have you guys noticed that the Radler wasn't popular until after Fukushima?
No, I had no idea. That's kind of sad.
I think we're through the looking glass, guys.
On that
The
note,
CIA is going to show up at our doors.
I have run out of things to say.
Guys in black suits. There, we need you to come with us.
I totally have run out of things to say. Yep, nope, completely gone. Anything else, boys, before we end this episode?
No.
All right, Dave, you're amazing.
Dude, I'm good. Yeah, I don't mind this at all. I was worried after Alan was saying, yeah, the reviews have been kind of shit. I'm like, okay.
Well, we've been irradiated, so
Yeah,
but anyway, thank you everybody for checking us out. We will see you, of course, next week. Maybe Locke will be back. We're not sure. I think he is back, but I don't remember. But that's okay because I'm Shane, and to my left is.
Given where you're pointing, I guess that would be me.
And
which is Dave.
And of course,
Alan
Victoria. We'll see you next time.
Yeah.